All right. What is going on, YouTube, social media, family, friends? Now, first off the rip, I'm going to tell you guys, I got a haircut yesterday, and this right here, I don't know what the lady was doing. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what she thought I was supposed to do with this. And it's not it's only now that I'm on camera that I'm realizing it of like what was she thinking here, man? What was the thought process right there? I realize that's like the weirdest intro ever, but you know what? It feels more personal because on the takes before this, I was trying to like I don't know. I just kept like I'm on like take 4 right now, and I was just like I don't know how I'm supposed to fix this. So I just decided I'm going to be honest about it. And you know what? That's a perfect segue actually into today's video. So I'm going to be talking about personal betterment. I'm going to be talking about motivation. I'm going to be talking about working out. Overall, trying to be a better person, and yeah, and this is kind of like the perfect segue because the woman that cut my hair was also morbidly obese. And you know what? I remember thinking about that while I was getting my hair cut. Not that she was going to fuck up my hair. And I don't actually think those are correlated. That the fact that she was fat and she screwed up my hair. I don't think those are correlated. I'm not blaming her hair cutting abilities on her being fat. Just so we're aware. It's just the fact that she was. Anyway, anyway, into today's video, into what I'm wanting to talk about is along the same lines though of personal betterment and wanting to be better, wanting to work out, having shame. Um, I genuinely do not understand, and I understand how we got here. I understand the why. Okay, I understand how easily it was for people to be comfortable and to be weak, and that in a society that allows you to be comfortable and to be weak, you know, why would you need to work out, right, on the day to day, or ever really in Western culture, Western society, right? I mean, we cater to the weakest, essentially, and then not only that, but you know, I was looking up statistics on this the other day, and it was over 50%. It was 50 to 85% of Americans are sitting the entire day for their job. The entire day they do nothing but sit. They sit in a car to get to work. They get to work, they sit all day, and then they sit to go home. They get home and they sit and they watch television, or they watch, you know, whatever, what have you. And I'm wanting to rant a little bit on, and I know I've covered this on the channel before, and I know I've covered this on Twitter countless of times. Um, but if you are watching this and you know you care about what I'm saying, or you care about your own well-being, you know, my question to you is, why would you choose to be weak? Why? Because I know you just as much as I have felt in the past as well, is when you're weak, when you are fat, when you could physically feel that you are disgusting, right? It's inside of you. You have to push that to the side to continue to being weak, because you understand, and you know, even if it's subconsciously, you know that to be better, to be stronger, to be faster, it's hard. It's harder. It's harder to be strong. It's harder to be in good shape. It's harder to eat right. It's harder to make good choices when no one's looking. It is significantly harder and more challenging to have shame, you know, and that's, I acknowledge that and I understand that, but at the same rate, I I don't understand. I guess like on a personal level of how you could ever let yourself go to like such a degree, right? It's fascinating to me seeing morbidly obese people, even just obese people. I don't know how you can let yourself go that much. I mean, like in my entire life, I've never been more than 215 pounds, and when I was 215 pounds, I was on steroids. Now, I'm not saying I recommend people do steroids, and I'm just being completely honest with you. I don't understand why so many people try to hide that or lie about it. I did 2 cycles of steroids when I was in college. Don't recommend it. Getting off of them was absolutely terrible. The motivation afterwards, trying to find motivation when you feel like when you're like a mortal again, when you just felt like a god, and now you feel like a mortal and you're weak and you're tired. And after your workout, you don't feel like you could go, crush a whole meal and then do another workout. 'Cause that's how I felt when I was on steroids, and it was great, but it's not sustainable. I understand the health effects. I understand how bad that was for me, mentally, physically, all that. And it was even worse getting off. Um, but I think that maybe this all comes down to not enough people have the ability or want to have the ability to introspect, to look inside, and be like, okay, this isn't good that I'm doing this. I should get better about this. I should do something about this. And maybe not enough people have that ability, or maybe they don't want to have that ability. I think being able to look at yourself and acknowledge that you screwed up in the past, acknowledge that you've done things that were unhealthy or bad for yourself or people around you, both, right? It's very important to be able to look inward and to acknowledge the things that you've done in your life that you wish you wouldn't have. To acknowledge what you're doing right now that you shouldn't be. And a lot of the times it you can feel it internally, and right? You don't have to be told. I mean, if you were let's say higher than 85, 90 IQ, right? About in that ballpark ish. When you do something that's bad. You can feel it inside of you. You have that integrity, or at least you should, right? You should have that feeling when you do something that doesn't feel right. And I think one of the biggest things that a lot of us can start doing more is doing what feels right. It's that whole quote: stop asking what it means to be a good man and just be a good man. Because the vast majority of the time, at least for myself, for the people that I surround myself with, um, I would say, for the most part, you do what's right even when no one's watching, or when you think that no one's watching, right? That's integrity. Putting away the shopping cart. All right, that's the litmus test for if you have integrity, if you do what's right. Putting back your shopping cart, using the little like dividers, doing things that aren't legal, right? There's no legalities around it. It's what you should do. When you see somebody that has their hood open, they have a broken tire, right? You stop and you help them. That's how things should be. Now I understand, some people are gonna say, "Oh, well, you don't do that in the inner cities, and oh, you don't do that in certain communities." Well, that's the issue, is that we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have certain communities that you can't do that in, right? But then again, we're gonna start getting into a whole different rant. But I'm saying if you have the IQ that I do, or claim to, or believe to, if you have the morality that I claim to, believe to have, right? Then you as well should try to be a better person everywhere that you can be. And it starts with yourself. It starts with number one, right? Start working out more, start eating better, start doing nice things in your community. Start watching specific things less. And you know what I mean. You know damn well what I mean. I'm not really entirely sure. I've heard other YouTube channels talk about it. Corn, as they say. I'm pretty sure we can talk about it on YouTube. I know I can say this on Twitter, but yeah, dude, stop watching. Even, you know what? I'll take this. I won't even say stop watching it completely. Watch it less. All right? Just watch it less. Balance. Balance, my guys. Balance. Like, and if you're going to do degenerate or unhealthy things, right? If you're gonna drink alcohol, if you're gonna do the marijuanas, if you're gonna smoke cigarettes, if you're going to do if you're gonna watch certain things, right, make it a reward. All right, make it so you have to do so many things, and you have to build up for it, and you have to earn that. Just like when you were a kid. All right, start giving yourself gold stars. Start giving yourself tasks, small tasks, right? Regular small tasks, and start rewarding yourself every single time, right? And it could be as simple as like, I don't know, you run 3 miles and you get a beer. All right, you run 2 miles and you get a shot, right? You want, and I'm just using this as an example, right? Or you dry fired X amount of times, right? Cool, you get to watch a movie. Like, and once again, I'm just using random examples, but you start. This is just if you want to better yourself. If I'm just giving you guys ideas, right? Because I firmly believe that us having a better society, us having a better culture, and you know what? I'm gonna completely push all of the mass the mass immigrants. The illegals, everything. Okay, just gonna push that to the side. I understand that's an issue. I acknowledge that's an issue. I acknowledge that at a certain point, that issue is gonna have to be talked about. Okay, I get that. But if you're watching this channel, all right, the most important thing is that you watching, okay, you need to be better. You we we acknowledge that there's other problems going on in America, in Western society, in the world. We acknowledge that there's other problems. We get it. Cool, awesome. What are you doing to better you? How often are you reading books? How often are you going outside in nature? How often are you training with this bad boy? How often are you training with your handgun? How often are you building relationships in your local communities? How often are you volunteering to help in your local community? What are you doing to benefit your fellow man? What are you doing to benefit yourself? What are you doing to benefit your religion? What are you doing to benefit others? Not just yourself. I'm saying you should be important. You should be benefiting yourself. You should be number one at all times, within reason. Well, no, okay, not number one. You know what I get. I'm getting at. We could go into the whole who should be most important in your bracket of your MySpace top 10, right? Who should be more important? Is it you and then your children and then your wife and then God? Is it God and then your children, your wife, you? And that's completely up to you and what you, and I realize I'm kind of a lolbert when it comes to a lot of what's more important for you. And call me a lolbert, call me a centrist, call me whatever you want. There are some things that I believe in free choice, within reason. I can get that topic. Oh man, we can go down a rabbit hole on that topic, and I don't even want to go there. So, going back into more things that you can do to better yourself. And once again, I could rant all dang day on this. I could just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. I acknowledge a lot of things and believe that, much like with quite literally everyone, we just need to all collectively try to start being better people. And it starts with right now. It starts with today. It starts with being nicer to those around you. It starts with, and this is like people in real life, right? People in your circles. A lot of the times I don't actually really view social media as real life. You can have real life interactions on social media or interactions with real people on social media. But social media is not real. Don't stop taking everything you see on social media so seriously. I shitpost on social media. It's fun. Memes are fun. Jokes are fun. I put political BS on social media. People take social media way too seriously. It's a great connection tool. It's a great community tool. It's a great way for marketing social media or for marketing on social media for my business. It is a great place to discuss topics. But overall, yeah, if you don't agree with something, if you disagree with something you see on social media, keep scrolling, bitch. Scroll and laugh. Scroll and laugh. It ain't that serious, dog. But anyway, We're at 15 minutes right now. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. And then I also need to start force hydrating because I got a PT test tonight. Yikes! I did a 2-mile run last night, and man, I was slow. So we'll see how tonight's tests do. I don't think I'm gonna get green across the board, which is like our top standard. We have our standards are monkey, ape, gorilla. So gorilla standard would be green across the board. I don't think I'm hitting gorilla this time. We added planks to our PT test, so we have sit-ups and planks that we have to do. And yeah, I don't know if we'll see how she goes. I'll now that I'm doing more frequent content, I'll try to report back. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do on this one. We'll see. I mean, I know I'm gonna pass, absolutely, but that's not my goal is to pass. Like that's a bottom standard. I'm trying to aim for top, right? That is always the goal. Never tell me what the minimum is on anything. I don't give a fuck what the minimum is. Tell me what's the max. All right, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to aim to do. That's what I want to be my goal. Is whatever the max score is. But that's how I view it, and whatever's with a lot of guys, and I'm not trying to be I don't know, grandiose about it, right? For the biggest thing for motivation with a lot of dudes, man, just try it, just do it, just do. At least attempt. It doesn't matter what your score is going to be when you're starting, right? When you're starting out, it doesn't matter what your score is going to be. Just give it an attempt. Try it, and then keep coming back. Biggest thing I'd say motivation-wise, like motivators for you is having other guys that want to do the same thing and are going to bully you to do the same thing. That is one of the biggest things that helps me. Oh man, that's huge for me at least. Of like, hey man, we go on a run. Yeah, I guess. Or even when you're in a bad day, it's like, hey man, you want to go? You want to do this? And you're like, no, not really. It's like, bitch. I'm like, oof, didn't like that. Okay, yeah, no, fair. I'm in. Having friends, having community, that's huge. So try to find other guys that are going to motivate you. And it could be even as much as social media. You could have other dudes, that want to motivate you, tag you in things. Hey, this day we're doing this challenge. This week we're doing this challenge. Hey, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Challenges are huge, but community. It's all about community, guys. Family and community. I don't preach it enough. I'm going to keep preaching it. Family and tribe, community, all that, whatever synonyms you want to use. But anyway, I sell military surplus, currently 17.76% off. It actually rounds to 18%, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to continue on with my day. Like I said, I need to start force hydrating. I got a PT test tonight. But yeah, appreciate you guys, appreciate your time, appreciate your view, and yeah, go buy some military surplus or don't. All right, it's been real, and peace.